Buenas hermanos. Finally, we have arrived in Paris and I'm inside of the roastery of Tanat, and previously was called Kawa Coffee Roasters. And here I'm with the founder, Alexis. How are you doing?
Hello, good.
Tout va bien?
Très bien. Thank you for coming.
We keep with English, even though he speaks Spanish, French, and English. So please tell us a bit about your background into the coffee, and also how was the development of Tanat.
Yes, so I started 9 years ago, so quite a long time ago now. Before I was working in finance, but I worked maybe 2 years in finance, now 9 years in coffee. So my only professional career was almost coffee. We started without knowing nothing. We knew we wanted to be a roaster. We knew we wanted to democratize coffee, and then through the years we got so passionate that we started to have a more micro lots, incredible coffee from Panama, Ethiopia, Costa Rica, Colombia, and then we've done quite a lot of competition as well in order to improve our skills, improve our quality, and now we are more and more focused on the farming side and processing side, where we try to have our own signature on our own processes.
Okay, and so you were one of the pioneers in Paris into the specialty coffee, right?
Yes, I was. So I make the joke because I think there was 2 generations of pioneers, and I just came a little bit after, so I'm the 2nd generation, and now I think we were in Europe and in France one of the pioneers of innovative process and more funky coffee that we introduced during COVID and a bit after, before COVID.
All right. And how was starting this project into Paris? For sure, a city that had a background into coffee, more in the conventional, we can say. So was it harder to introduce a new philosophy into the coffee sector?
Yeah. It was hard, surprisingly, because that was the main reason why we created Kawa at that time, now Tanat, is we saw that there was just a few good coffees, few specialty coffees. So at that time, it was almost nothing, and we were saying there was no good coffee in Paris. Sorry for the other roasters, but there was so few that it was kind of logical, and it took time. It really took time to introduce quality, introduce the fact that this coffee is more acidic, more fruity, because we were very influenced by the Italian.
Okay.
You're Italian, so you know.
Big dark roast.
Exactly. So what was the culture? The culture was espresso, was something strong. So it was hard, but now it helps us, because I think what is amazing about France is we drink black coffee. So coffee without milk. And with time, it helped to introduce more filter, to really appreciate espresso and appreciate quality, because of course you can create something beautiful with the milk, but mainly when we speak about exceptional coffee, we speak of them without milk.
For sure. It would be a pity then. But let's go back a bit to when you started this project. You started as in the roasting part, in the barista. So what were the steps?
No, definitely roasting. So we understood very clearly that there were farmer, roaster, and barista, and we had to choose one of the job to really focus and fine-tune this job. So we only have been a roaster for almost 6 years. Yeah, 6 years. And then 3 years ago, we opened our first coffee shop in Le Marais in the 3rd. And now we have 3 coffee shops in Paris.
And do you have any plans also to go abroad, or the main focus at the moment is only France?
No, the main focus is France in terms of coffee shops, even if we would love to go abroad. Then we have the chance to sell our coffee abroad. So we have amazing clients that represent us in a way in 86 countries now. So it's pretty cool.
And for those countries abroad, do you adapt a certain type of coffee of roasting, or you always keep the same portfolio you have in France? for that country?
No, it's the same portfolio. So what helps us is we have a wide range of varieties and coffees. So I often say we have a library of coffees, and so of course maybe one country will focus more on only wash coffee, or another one on anaerobic or innovative process. You know, so they can choose.
So me, I had a chance of living a bit in Paris, and actually before when I met Kawa firstly, and then today Tanat, I really got impressed on the branding. That there was also the quality of the coffee, but also the branding. How is important today for a specialty coffee brand to focusing on in marketing?
It's important because your product is good. It has to look good as well. It has to look special. Then we didn't want to do something like over packaging, even if now we have a new packaging with a new project with a lot of packaging. But there is a reason. It's like we are doing blends inside those packaging mainly. But otherwise, we have like simple bags like that where we're gonna put like artworks in order to, for each coffee, to have like a kind of arts that represent the flavors. So of course, it helps also the customer to choose his coffee. Sometimes, I don't know, the artwork is gonna be like, okay, this is the type of color that I like in terms of flavor. If it's violet, red, you know more or less what type of flavor you're gonna get.
And yeah, because in my opinion, really, Tanat is the best example keeping on with a good branding, good marketing, and keeping the quality. Because sometimes today into the specialty coffee, you see some brands that they spend a lot of money into marketing, but then they lack into quality.
No, it's both are important for us. Roasting is even more important, but of course we love branding, we love marketing, so we want to nail it as well.
That's great. So a bit of if you can tell us how was why did you change the name? It was like recently, right?
Yeah, it was recently. Actually, when we started to do more B2C, we were already thinking of changing of name. When we created Kawa, it was only for offices, restaurants, and the idea was to do simple coffee. So entry-level coffees, so Brazil, Guatemala, blends, very simple Ethiopian. At that time, it was impossible to sell like expensive coffee in France. Then, as I said, we just grow in terms of quality, in team as well. And there, we were like, okay, now we need a brand that is not generic. Like Kawa means coffee, and Tanat is a varietal of wine, a cepage called Tanat with a double N. But also in Arabic, it means the fact to read the future in the coffee. So that fit us perfectly because this is also who we want to be. Is like we want to represent the future of like the coffee agriculture, support all the producers like trying new things, support also the new origins. It's really important for us to support the whole industry and work together also to go in the right way because quality is really important for us and for the specialty coffee scene.
So as you mentioned, all the coffee supply chain, where do you see it today is lacking and where could be the opportunities in it?
Lacking of what type of product, like of coffee?
No, but also in all the supply chain from a producer, an exporter, importer, roasters. What is missing in all this coffee supply chain?
Well, I think almost nothing, to be honest. Then it's much more about personal choices. But now we have like so many different players, so many different type of producers. Maybe it's what's lacking. It's to develop, like as I said, those new origins that sometimes have something to bring. They need to find also what they can be.
A market, maybe.
Yeah, a market. Like for instance, I think of Indonesia. So Indonesia, when they introduce like anaerobic coffee, natural anaerobic coffee, they really have a different style from the other origins, and it fit perfectly well the spicy flavors of the Indonesian coffee. It was very interesting, and I would like to see that in China. So right now we were like trying new process in China, in other countries also, but maybe not anaerobic, but something else, maybe a very nice honey. You will see that it's beautiful.
And that's very interesting. And what's your approach to these new origins? Let's say also China, for example. How do you get connected to them?
So sometimes they contact us. Sometimes it's us contacting them. It's a bit of luck. It's a bit of like, as I say often, it's digging, like looking for.
Okay.
And then you see that. More and more producers are trying new things because they go to like World of Coffee, they go to like coffee events, and they see what's going on a bit in the market. So yeah, it's a bit of luck.
And what do you think about the part of the role of an importer?
It's really important. So we have
a specialty.
market,
for sure.
We have direct projects, but I think an importer can really. For the big volumes, for the big project like cooperative and so on, it's a job that we can't do. We are small roaster, so that we have to realize it and know it. So it's good to have an importer that works for all those small roaster and are able to do something on the field that will make them progress and improve. So it's important.
Okay. That's great. Yeah, because sometimes also in the specialty market, small roasters tend to support a lot the direct trade, which is not that easy always, so not completely true. No?
Yeah, it's super complicated to do direct, and you can't only do direct to producer. It will be too much cash consuming, so. And also the risk is very high when you do direct. So you have to do it for a very special project and with people that you really trust.
Okay. And so how many times you travel at Origin?
2-3 times a year. So every year I'm judging Best of Panama.
Okay.
I'm going to Colombia for my projects. And this year, for the first time, I'm going to judge Cup of Excellence in Taiwan. So that's going to be amazing. I tried at that time. It was just like Best of Taiwan. The coffee were amazing. So I'm very excited to judge Cup of Excellence and then go to the farms in Taiwan.
Okay. And do you see the role of all these championships today into the specialty coffee still very important as it used to be?
Yes, it gives values. Sometimes maybe too much because it's an auction and then the price can just go up and a bit crazy. But like more and more, we see that people are willing to pay a crazy amount of money for some coffee, some very clean coffee as well, because this is what is Best of Panama and Cup of Excellence. It's all about terroir, all about very, very subtle coffee. So me as a professional, I really enjoy that. Sometimes I'm thinking more on the client aspect. Those coffee are like, you need so much experience that sometimes I will be scared to sell them to regular customers. But yes, they are here, they are working because the industry is like wants to improve. So it's very, very impressive.
Wow, super interesting. Do you have any of those coffees here?
Yeah, here I have like the Best of Panama geisha wash from Jensen.
And we show to how they come. So look, it really pairs from everywhere. So thanks a lot. One more question about Tanat and his future project. What do you have in mind for planning for the next 5 years?
So the current project is in Ethiopia and Colombia. So we are working with two special farmers in Ethiopia, and we want to bring back like the incredible, even more like competition level coffee from Ethiopia. And so it's very terroir, very clean, and some anaerobic, but everything is quite clean. And on the other side, we have a project in Colombia, which is more like a project of research. And the idea is to do a lot of co-fermentation, a lot of fermentation, and show to people, being fully transparent, what you can do with co-fermentation by having like different level of co-fermentation. So something that is very straightforward or something that is very subtle. Maybe sometimes we speak of like some new processes and people, you know, like one producer call it like that, the other producer call it like that as well, but they don't look the same. So do some research on, for instance, like double fermentation, hydro honey, to show to people how does it really affect the coffee. And with the same coffee, maybe have a box and making people discovering like all of that. So yeah.
Very interesting. So Alexis, thank you very much. So if you, I don't know if you would like to ask something to Mareterra or to me myself, 2 questions, I will be happy to.
Yeah, sure. I would like to know like what are the projects for 25, 26, and how do you manage the increase of the pricing in the sea market?
So firstly, we are doing this year the 2nd year of the social project in Rwanda, so against women breast cancer. So a part of each kilo sold has been invested into this project, and the Rwanda bag that will come into a pink color. So for that, then this year is the 2nd one, and we're keeping going on these ones. Then something more specifically about the traceability, I would say. Right now in the QLab, Timur and Axel, our QLab director and R&D director, they every time they do analysis, they also check process, variety, and genetic. So if and they give us a score from 0 to 5 to each coffee, if there is how much it respects the aim that this coffee wanted to be, how it wanted to be. So if in the process it really respects the product, gives 5. So this is giving as well to the final, to the roaster, a chance to see this part that then it will be reflected for the producer as well to improve. About the pricing, well, tough question. So at the moment, what we are doing is really trying to sell what is in the stock, as the demand is very high, and then investing a lot on the purchasing side. So understanding the right moment, and also the important thing for us is to construct good relationship with the producers and the cooperatives in the long term. As also like an example, Daterra could be an example for other cooperatives to work in that way, with that philosophy, without doing every time big increases and always working with a fixed margin. So this could be then forecasting. It's still very tough for us.
Yeah, it is.
So how are you managing this risk?
It's complicated. You don't know what's going to happen, and of course you're scared of the impact that it will have on the customer. But yeah, we had to increase our prices. Then I think it's a good thing for us. It's just what is not good is like it's going fast. You need to be very agile, and you're not sure how the market is going to respond. So that's it.
But I think it's very important from both of us actors in the supply chain to really educate the consumers about this, because in Italy, like many friends, they say, what's going on? How is it possible that I'm paying 150 an espresso? So
yes, that's a problem. Yeah,
that's, we need to work a lot on that. I think that's the main idea.
Great.
So yeah,
Thank
thanks a lot,
very much.
Alexis.
Thank you. Bye bye.